Hello, my name is Raanan Liebermann. I'm the president of Signtel, and I will be introducing for you today the Signtel Interpreter and its various functions. A couple of words to preface the presentation. I'd like to tell you that the Signtel Interpreter was developed with a rather large team. We had engineers, hardware engineers, image processing engineers, software engineers, linguists, sign language interpreters, sign language instructors, and most importantly, our deaf employees. Actually, we had over 100 deaf employees that were dedicated to the development of the Signtel Interpreter. If my memory is correct, we had actually 132 deaf employees dedicated to its development. Some of them were also deaf and blind, and they were coming from different locations in the country, which is important because there are various dialects of signing. And a sign that is interpreted in one form in one region of the country, in a different region, you need a different sign. The deaf employees were put in focus groups and discussed what and how should be signed and so on. I can tell you some of the debates were heated debates, but at the end, not only did the majority rule, but a consensus was arrived as to what sign to be used and how to use it. The dictionary of the Signtel Interpreter is an ASL dictionary. Then we put the images together for a sentence, and you would see it in a seamless form. You would not realize that those are independent images. The signer is our sign language interpreter, Maureen, who will also mouth the words, which means that the Signtel Interpreter is also good for those who read lips. Those who read lips also utilize text for assistance, and therefore the text will appear at the window with the text while she is mouthing the words and signing at the same time. So it will be good for everybody. On top of that, because it has been developed with deaf employees from all over the country, reaching a consensus, this product is good for a nationwide usage for people who are deaf, for people who are hearing and want to communicate with the deaf, and so on. I will now move to demonstrate to you the various functions of the Signtel Interpreter. The Signtel Interpreter is composed of three windows: the video box, the text box just below it, which right now is blank and will have some text in a moment when we utilize it, and on the right, the dictionary box. The dictionary box has various words, numbers, and letters, and if you want to know the signing of any one of them, it's sufficient to click twice. Yes. And you have it in signing. Notice that between the video box and the text box is also a series of buttons that I will explain in a moment and show what they do. Before I do that, I'd like to address a feature that the Signtel Interpreter has, which is a drag and drop. You can create a document, drag it and drop it into the Signtel Interpreter. For example, I'm dragging and dropping here a document. I can also take material that was signed and drag it and drop it on the text box so that later on I can revisit it and see it in sign language. Going now to the panel with the keys, here you have in the center a play key. I'm going to click on it.
Hello, how are you?
As you notice, words that are being signed appear in green color. On the right, I can go and click here and get it positioned all the way to the right and have just signed one word. As we can see now, it's green. I can go and position it all the way to the left. As you can see, it's now in green, ready to be signed. Plate.
Hello, how are you?
Or I can go and somewhere in the middle and show a word that I can sign for whatever reasons I want. The panel also has, as you can see, the minus and sign buttons. Those are very important. You can position the signing at any speed that you want, between 25% to 300%. If we take what we have signed in what Maureen has signed right now,
Hello, how are you?
and we go down in speed, we can see it at 50%.
Hello, how are you?
And if you want to go even further down, you can go to 25%.
Hello, how are you?
Which is very useful if somebody is trying to learn sign language. I will go now and increase the speed to 125.
Hello, how are you?
And those of you who are much faster signers, we are going to increase it all the way to 300%. Notice the speed.
Hello, how are you?
If you noticed, not only does she sign very fast, but the voice comes at a lower speed. It comes at a speed that enables you to hear and understand. Those of you that would like to have a faster voice, that can be done too. When we go to the toolbox right here on the left, we are able to make changes necessary and desired and create a voice at a different speed. I will discuss the toolbox later on. Right now, we will proceed. As you noticed, the word R was signed. However, in conformity with ASL, words like R, to, the are not signed. Signtel Interpreter enables you to go and eliminate the signing of those words. I'm going to the toolbox, clicking on it, and as you can see, the sign auxiliaries are taken out, and at this point, all such words would not be signed anymore. Let's see.
Hello, how do?
As you noticed, the word R was not signed anymore. The Signtel Interpreter has various linguistic capabilities, which I will demonstrate now. Let me drag and drop a simple word, the word mark. As you notice, it is highlighted and slanted. The reason is that the word mark has multiple meanings. Multiple meanings that we as hearing people can discern easily. But in sign language, each of the meaning has a different sign. So I'm going to go to the word, right click, and see that it can mean either mark, make a note of something, or spot something, and school grade or target, and I can make the changes. Let's see. If I will just play it the way it is.
Mark.
Okay, let me now right click on it and choose stay instead. What do I get?
Mark.
As you can see, multiple meanings are being taken care of as well. Sometimes the multiple meaning also may involve technical terms. For example, me drag and drop the word mouse, and
mouse,
this is of course the mouse of the computer. Let me take a sentence, cool as a cucumber. This is an idiom. Idioms are mostly unknown in the deaf community. We need to make sure that when this is translated into sign language, we do not show cucumbers. Well, what do we have?
cool as a cucumber,
You can hear in voice the idiom, the sign shows the meaning.
cool as a cucumber,
Okay, let us go to something else. As an example, we'll use beat around the bush. Again, we will hear it in voice, but the sign will be the correct one.
beat around the bush,
And she signs avoid. The Signtel Interpreter handles some 1,400 idioms, more than enough. Let me bring something else into the text screen, and you can see now that I'm talking about two people. One is Mr. Stone, the other one is Mr. Brown. But the reason it's in here because a stone can be a name, it could be a house made of stone. A brown can be a name, it could be also a color. Signtel Interpreter knows to distinguish between such elements. Let's take a look. In other words, once it signs, it starts the signing, a name would be fingerspelled as is appropriate, while anything that is not a name will carry its sign. Here we go.
Mr. Stone lives in Stone House, and Mr. Brown lives in Brown House.
Okay, let us move on and see additional linguistic features of the Signtel Interpreter. Numbers are important. A number can be a numeric number, could be time, could be money, could be a date. The Signtel Interpreter knows to distinguish among all those and sign them correctly. For example, $2.25. Right here.
$2.25.
And if we need larger numbers, they are there as well, of course.
$500.
And if you want an even larger number, here we have it.
$1 million.
And a combination of a very large number.
$5,300,250.
Let us move now to dates. As you can see, June appears as word in one case, following by a digit for 6, then 28th rather than just a digit. Let's see what happens here.
June 29th, 2009, and June 28th, 01, and June 28th, 2002, and July 4th, 1999.
So we see that the Signtel Interpreter is capable of discerning the right information and signing it correctly. Let us proceed. Yes, I want also to show you time. So here you have time as well.
12 o'clock p.m. or 8:32 a.m.
Okay,